What's up, Spartan Tribe? This is Raw Spartan 125, back for yet another great reaction. Okay, this is Meth Addict, Steals Tank, Tales from the Bottle. Okay, this is a requested video, and it's taken me a little while to get to it, like I have with all of them, but I'm slowly getting through them. I am getting through them. Yeah. So I've already reacted to this story with Count Dankula. Did a video about it, and I reacted to that one. There's someone come into that comment section and said, "Hey, can you react to this version of it? You know, this video about it." I said, "Yeah, sure." So I've technically already know this story, but who knows? They might have some facts that Dankula left out. So who knows? Let's jump in.
This blurry footage looks like it belongs in a video game. A stolen tank being used for a maniacal rampage, crushing cars, destroying fire hydrants and bringing down street lamps, all the while hapless police can do nothing to stop it. The recording is actually from a real-life 1995 tank pursuit. Yes, that is a real tank that has really been stolen, destroying real property, being chased by real police. Well, I suppose how real it all is depends on your subscription to the concept that objective reality exists independently of consciousness, but philosophy is for stupid losers. You want to know how and why this scenario came to pass. Sean Nelson was born in Utah, USA on August 21st, 1959 and grew up in San Diego, California. He joined the army in 1978 after graduating from high school. If you're old enough to know how to find the area of a circle, you're old enough to die for your country. He served in a tank battalion in West Germany, but it wasn't a happy time for Nelson, and his 2 years of service were marked with what the army called multifaceted disciplinary problems before he received an honourable discharge in 1980. He moved back to San Diego, and from here things started to pick up. He married his girlfriend, worked as a plumber, and even opened his own business. Nelson was described as bright and friendly and was well liked by all who knew him. His plumbing customers would often ask for him by name. This sounds like an unusually happy story to end up in a tank rampage, but don't worry, the happiness won't last. In my experience, it never does. Sean Nelson's problems began around the time his mother died in 1988, which is an awful experience for anyone, one which Nelson tried to escape from with substance abuse. Drinking heavily and taking up meth, Nelson became gripped by addiction. But this was only the start of his fall. Seeing the man she loved transform, Nelson's wife of 6 years left him and filed for divorce in 1990. That same year, Sean was involved in a motorcycle accident that badly injured his back and neck. At the hospital, he did not consent to treatment, lol American healthcare, but so bad were his injuries, he was not permitted to leave. He later filed a malpractice lawsuit against the hospital, but it was dismissed. His father died in 1990. His van and plumbing equipment were stolen in 1994, which, paired with his injuries, left him without income. His utilities were cut off and his house went into foreclosure. His girlfriend at the time left him. As you can imagine, this did not do much to quell Sean's meth and alcohol problems. His behaviour became erratic, and friends and family said he was a different man. He began digging a 17-foot deep mine shaft in his backyard in the belief he had struck gold. He hadn't. At rock bottom, with nothing to lose, Sean Nelson was in a very dark place. Was the substance abuse only worsening his mental state and his connection to reality? He was a danger to himself and to others. On May 17, 1995, an intoxicated, shirtless Sean Nelson left his house at 6 p.m. and drove down to the California Army National Guard Armory. The gate to the armory parking lot was opened and there was no one around. Genius. Really good job, guys. Nelson headed over to the M60A3 patent tanks and broke into one, but it wouldn't start.
Right, like I've said, I've reacted to this before, but I've forgot some of the details. I forgot the gate was left open. He got his utilities cut off. He lost his house with it or something. I don't know, but he just walked in, took a tank, and left with the tank. So they left the keys in the tank too? Oh, maybe it doesn't have keys. I don't know. But it's bound to have some, like you have to use something to start it, right? How do you know how to start it? Maybe it has a big button that says start. I don't know. My car does. But that's crazy though. Oh America, what would we do without you to entertain us? This guy though, his life. Oh. Some people have got the worst luck. Seriously. Like really, really bad. This is my fear. This is my fear that I would end up, well, not using meth, obviously. I don't think I'd ever use meth. But well, I suppose he never thought that either. But it's my fear that I would end up like him, you know. No income, no house, no nothing. You know what I mean? Just your life just completely destroyed. Oh.
3 patent tanks and broke into one, but it wouldn't start. So he broke into another one, and that wouldn't start either. Finally, as he was lowering himself into a 3rd tank, a guardsman came over and spotted him, presumably just having finished his shift of twiddling his thumbs. Unfortunately for the guardsman, this tank did start, and Nelson drove out of the compound.
Oh,
I'd really
God.
hate to have been that guy, to be honest. You just saw a dude steal a fucking tank you're supposed to be looking after. Now you're gonna have to start telling people. I mean, it sucks when you fuck something up at a job and have to alert someone, but I've never had to tell my managers. Someone just walked up to our tanks and drove off in one of them while I watched. And so began Nelson's tank rampage. The police were quickly on his tail as he made his way through residential streets, but there was nothing they could do to stop a tank.
No.
The patent was not loaded at the time, so Nelson didn't have any firepower, but it's still a tank. As he roamed through the streets, he intentionally steered the vehicle into road signs, fire hydrants, cars, and mobile homes. Clearly, he wanted to cause as much damage as possible. Police were shocked and didn't know what to do. Why the hell was there a tank rampaging around town? Their first concern must be the safety of civilians. They tell everyone to stay inside their homes over bullhorns.
This is the San Diego Police Department. Everybody go back in your house, get out of the street. This is the San Diego Police Department. Everybody get out of the street, go back into your house right now.
But did Nelson want to add bodies to his trail of destruction? It's hard to say. He doesn't kill anyone and he avoids multiple opportunities to crush motorists, but he also has some very close calls. Based on observation alone, it seems like he won't go out of his way to kill people, but probably doesn't care if someone gets hurt in the course of the rampage. The police need to stop this, but
Let me tell you. Okay, they're telling you to go into your home and stay there, yeah? Okay, fair enough. What if he crashes through your house? Then what? What do you do then? Where do you go then? Where do you stay then? I mean, I know it's not. They're doing what they can. They're just telling people to go into their homes and try and stay safe. That's, oh God, how terrifying would that be? The possibility of a tank crashing through your house and harming you and your family. Whew.
if someone gets hurt in the course of the rampage. The police need to stop this before that happens. But what can they do? Reportedly, they were considering asking the Marine Corps to deploy a Cobra attack helicopter, but this does not come to fruition. For now, they just follow and warn the public about where the tank is headed. As Nelson enters the interstate highway, he attempts to bring down a pedestrian bridge, but when the support doesn't give way, he moves on, driving onto the freeway. With thousands of motorists travelling in rush hour traffic, the police have a serious problem on their hands. The freeway is closed, leaving travellers stuck. Nelson travelled southbound with traffic for a while, and then, shockingly, swerves towards the oncoming lane. This rampage is about to turn deadly. As he travels into the northbound lane, the tank lodges on the concrete median barrier. Police immediately swarm the tank and climb aboard. Among them is Officer Paul Paxton, a gunnery sergeant at the time with the Marine Corps Reserve. The tank is stuck, but not for long. Nelson is wriggling it side to side to free it. A track comes off in the struggle. The officers are unsure how to open the hatch, but Paxton uses a bolt cutters to pry it open. The officers shout in at Nelson to stop. He peers up at them, then goes back to trying to free the tank and continue his journey. An officer pulls a handgun and fires once, putting an end to the rampage. Sean Nelson is hauled out of the tank and taken to hospital, but the wound proves fatal. He is 35 years old. He is the only fatality of the incident. In all, the tank rampage lasted only 23 minutes. In that time, the tank had crushed approximately 40 parked cars and knocked out power to at least 5,000 people.
If you own one of those vehicles, how pissed are you right now? Oh, I'd be so mad. I mean, yeah, assumably you have insurance, yeah? I'm assuming you have insurance. You'd have to have, right? But, whew. I mean, no, I'd be so mad. Because you love your car, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, then it's just a car, yeah? Could have been so much worse. But your car is your car. You know what I mean? You need your car. Oh, God. Or even a mobile home or something. Oh, my God. Nah, I'd be pissed.
In that time, the tank had crushed approximately 40 parked cars and knocked out power to at least 5,000 people. Luckily, no one was hurt. In the end, it's actually a very sad story.
Yeah.
Sean Nelson was just a typical honest working man who lost everything, including himself. Sean's brother Scott said, "The man who died yesterday was only a shell of the person we loved. The real Sean died 2 years ago at the hands of drugs and alcohol." It just goes to show, addiction can completely destroy anyone. If you use drugs or alcohol to escape pain in your life, the only thing you're doing is guaranteeing an exponential increase of your pain. I found this out myself when I realised my plan to get rich on YouTube wasn't working. I make a lot of jokes in the series, but seriously, look after yourself. Seek the proper help for your problems. Self-medication makes things worse. Every time. And it will turn you into an addict no matter who you are. I mean, I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist, but I'm not a comedian either, and that doesn't stop me. So I'm prescribing you with more of my videos. If you like this one, I have one on a very similar event where a man went on a rampage in a homemade bulletproof machine called the Killdozer. And if you've already seen that one, I have a bunch of other videos on all different subjects. And if you've already seen all of those, well, good job. Everyone should aspire to be more like you. I'll have another video in a week, so subscribe.
Now, when I said I saw that video, what I meant was Qxir did one about that too, and I reacted to that one because it was requested. So, yeah. If you want to see more of these, request them. And try and pick one I haven't done with, you know, maybe another YouTuber or something. I don't know. Okay. That was crazy. Just like the last one was. Yeah. Yeah, poor guy though. I mean, obviously his mental health was in question. And, pretty much non-existent at that point. I mean, that could happen to anyone. You know what I mean? Their life just completely destroyed by circumstances beyond their control. It's scary. It's absolutely scary. Okay, until next time, I am out of here.